So I haven't really been filming much last few days, but we've got some rain and kind of slowed us down doing some things outside, but we did manage to get all this lime put up around the shop. That way no mice can get underneath the concrete. Got all the way along, and then got all these downspouts hooked into the tile line, so that's all done. We just went to the back of the shop with the lime, so we got all that done. Looks a lot nicer now. I'll show you guys the other side. I think in total it took 3 days to put in all the tile, and then another day to put the lime and all that up. So got it all the way along here, so looks a lot nicer now. That way, one, keep the mice out from underneath the concrete, and keep dirt from washing away from it. And now we got all that stuff done, all the downspouts hooked in, so now all the water goes underground, so that's a good thing. So got that done, and then yesterday I did that project busting up that slag pile. I think I mentioned something about it a few days ago. Went to go look at that, so got the excavator moved up there and worked on that yesterday. I think he said it'll have me back probably, I think today's Thursday, so they might have me back tomorrow, but they're gonna let me know, because I guess if you bust up too much of that at a time, then it'll get back hard again, so they don't want me to do too much that they can't process it. So that's just gonna be a play-by-play thing, so they'll let me know. But right now, back in the shop, I'm finally gonna seal up this bench. I had to clean it back off again, and kind of clean up this little bits of dust here. I got a paintbrush, and I think the stain, I think, is that one there. So or sealer, we'll get this sealed up, and that way this will be done, and then we'll get this sheet of metal put on here, so that way this bench will be done and we can actually use it. So we're gonna get that going here this morning, and then I got a torque wrench for the chopper, so I can put these knives in. I think I got it over here. Yeah, it's a precision instrument. These are really nice. They used to make the snap-on torque wrenches, and then Snap-on started making their own, but it's a 1/2-inch drive, goes up to 300 or 250 foot-pounds. So the chopper, I think we gotta run them right around that 175. So these are all calibrated and all that. They're really nice. They got a nice you just flip this little handle here, flip it down, and then you set your torque you want it at, and they're supposed to be within, I forgot what percent of the number that you want it at. So it's a really good torque wrench. So paid a little bit extra for them, but something like this, you want them to be torqued right, because if you over torque these, they cause stress fractures in the knives, like in between. Like they'll break here on these thin parts. So you want to torque these down right, because if not, you'll shatter them, and then you'll run it through the chopper, and that causes major issues, as we've had problems with that on our old one. So we're gonna do that right this time and not have to worry about it. So that's why I got that. The cutter bar also came. Definitely a very nice cutter bar. This is the hardened edge, so you can flip these around. So we'll put it in. Once this gets wore down, then you pull it out and flip it end over end, not flip it over. So then this will be on your new cutter edge, because the bottom is not hardened or nothing. So this is, I guess, just two directional. So you only have two sides here, but we'll get that put in today, hopefully. And but first we're gonna seal up the bench, and then we'll get this cutter bar in. So then got to get a, I guess it's a feeler gauge John Deere makes for these knives, so you can gauge them so you have the right clearance in them. So I need to get that, that way I can set them a little bit easier, because if not, you kind of just go by feel. You kind of set them and then you spin them around and make sure they don't hit nothing. That's what I did with the blower last year, but again, trying to do everything the right way. So we'll get that hopefully. But so right now I'll get this finished, cleaned off, and then we'll start sealing this bench up. our new manure spreader today. Brother, he's gonna start loading her up. So first scoop going in. Last time it's ever gonna be clean. It's a Meyer, I think it's a 3954. It's a little bit longer and a little bit shorter than our old Kuhn. We wanted it a little bit shorter for the get under the barn cleaner chute, and that's why we went with this one over the old Kuhn. But it's got 3 augers, got 2 in the bottom there. They push it to the back, and then this top one pushes it forward. That way it can get out the door down there. And it's got these vertical beaters. They spin outwards. That way it comes out the middle and spreads it evenly. And this stuff should chew up the like pack manure a lot better. And should spread the liquid manure a little bit nicer too. It should spread it more evenly. So I'm gonna try getting some drone footage of this when my brother goes to spread it. But I loaded up them round bales yesterday night, so I gotta get them hauled out here pretty soon. So we're gonna try getting some footage of spreading this before I gotta leave. So he's gonna finish filling this. I'm gonna go strap that stuff down and get ready. But definitely looks like a nice manure spreader. We didn't really have any issues with the Kuhn. We just want to try this Meyer. One, for the fact that the bag should spread it a lot better and it's shorter, so it should get underneath our barn cleaner a lot better. So we're gonna give it a shot. But we got all this manure out here to haul. There'd be probably 2 loads, and then my brother will probably scrape this out too. But cows are out in the pasture. They didn't eat quite all their food yet, which it is around 11-ish, I think, 11:30. But they're all out in the pasture enjoying the nice day. So, but yeah, so I'll well, he'll get this loaded up, and then I'll see if I can get the drone out and get some footage. March 13th, and today we got the liquid nitrogen sprayed on the wheat. So now I'm out here rolling it with the Mandeco roller. And so far it's working pretty good. can't really tell too much, but there's a line right in there. That's where I have rolled over there and then not over this way. The main thing is we want to push the rocks back in and kind of get this smoothed out to where you can get the head to go flat on the ground and get it all nice even cut. But got 120 acres to do here. As you can see, we got some thin spots, so we're trying to just get this rolled in, like get that rock pushed back in the ground. See if I can get it. Oh, missed it. But we're just going through here, going about 7-8 miles an hour, trying to just smooth it back out the best I can. It is a little, it's not really wet per se, but it's got some moisture to where it's working pretty good, getting it smoothed back out, so that's the main thing. But we're just gonna keep going here and see if we can get this all done. Got 120 acres altogether here, so we'll keep going here and get these acres knocked out. Today's March 17th, and I haven't filmed much the last few days. Been a little sick, but last time I think I filmed, I was rolling the wheat. Got that all done. My uncle, he took over for me once I about got the 40 acres done. He took over, that way I could go get some straw. Picked up, I think it was 418 bales, I believe. We got a new gooseneck trailer, flatbed, and it's a 32-foot trailer, so we can get an extra half section. Well, I guess it's a whole section. So instead of getting 9 sections, we get 10 sections on it. So one, it'll fill out even with the grapples that we have. That's why we wanted to go with a little bit longer one. So we got 10 sections plus I went 8 high instead of 7 high. So I got 400 on the trailer. Then I put 18 bales in the back of the truck. So got them home. It was, of course, then got home at like 6:30-ish. So didn't really film any of that just because we were trying to get done in a timely fashion because it was supposed to be raining. So we wanted to get that all done. So got that done. And then we did get 1 1 2/10, I believe. So got all that, which we kind of needed the rain but didn't at the same time. It's plenty early for being drier, so not really hurting anything, but you can see got the right down through there, we got water channel down through there. So but good thing we got the downspouts all hooked in because they're all going underground instead of across the top of the ground, so that's nice. But today's project, I want to get the tile lines put in where the calf huts are. I want to run, it'd be 4 lines, or it'd be 5 lines total. We're going to come up around the back, so on the side here, in between that building and this one, there's a little ravine. I want to come up and go along the back of the calf huts and then run 4 laterals down the middle where the calf huts actually sit. So today I think I can only put in, I believe 2 or 3. I can't really remember. My brother, he got calves all out there, so I can only put in so many until I gotta wait till he moves some more calves. So I'm gonna put in the ones I can, that way he can put calf huts there. So that's the plan for today. So we'll get the old backhoe fired up here and start digging some tile lines. Hopefully the wind don't mess with the audio too much, but so this is what I was talking about. So our main 6-inch comes right in through here, and got all the downspouts hooked up to it. So what we're gonna do is run one up along the outside here, get come up through here, and then catches comes off there, and all this you can see how it comes in here, and then our hydrants here, water lines on that side, so we got to stay on this side, so it'll come in about right in through here and come up along the back. And then we're gonna put 4 of them in through here. My first one is right about where them panels are there. It'll come right in through here. And then another one on the far side, that'll be 1. And then 1 in between here, so that's 2, 3. And then the 4th one will be somewhere in here, and then the 5th one will come up along here, up through here. So got the backhoe here, so we'll get backed in here and start digging our first one right in here. I had some things come up this morning, so didn't really get as much done as I wanted to, but it is what it is. But I did manage to find the tile, didn't hit it. Got the trench all dug here. As you can see, that little trench right in the middle of that, that's where my tile will lay down at. And I got the piece of tile right here already pre-cut. Kind of show you guys in depth on how this works. So you see them little perforations there, they're all throughout this tile, all the way along, all around it. And that's how the water gets in, and you can see how small they are. And this clay usually will not get into a tile unless it's open, and other than that, it won't get in it. Sand, on the other hand, will get inside of it through them perforations, but we don't have any sand other than the stuff on top, so not really an issue. But so this being a 6-inch, to put that into that, they make these little what they call tap tees. This just goes inside of that, and then you put your tile, the 4-inch here, inside here. So we just take that hole saw, drill into that, then we'll put this in there and then hook that in. So I'll show you guys how to do this here and go from there. So again, these can be a little tricky. You kind of gotta get them started, then you kind of twist them while you're pushing, and then it usually goes in like that. And you line these up to where that's up against here, and then this is beveled the other way so it fits around the tile, and just like that. It's got that lip on it, so you can't pull it out or nothing. So we'll slide the tile in here and string it out here. I got this one done here. I just got finished digging some more out. I didn't want to go too far because we were gonna run that one tile up along the back there. but I cut off a little bit too much, which I figured that, but I just gotta go about another foot or so and go that away a little bit. That way I can lay this in here, and then I gotta get a cap for the end of this. How they make that, you can just put right over it. That way don't suck in any dirt. So I gotta get one of them too. But the reason you cover this up first, or put a little bit on it, is that way when you go to fill this back in with the backhoe or something, you don't move your tile or get dirt clumps under it. Because if you get a dirt clump, say like in here, raises that up, then this won't flow right this way. So you want to always stand on it, put some dirt on top of it, get it to fill in the trench right. But got this one done. I can do the front one on the far side. Might do that tonight, I don't know. It's already almost 5 o'clock, so might just fill this in and call it a day. But I gotta dig that, get that finished off, and then we'll start filling this back in. Out here working in the shop today, working on these blower, I guess they're the knives. So what I'm doing is I took these out probably about a month ago, I guess it'd be. I got them all sitting right here, or the ones I got left to put in here. So this isn't too fun to adjust these. If you guys remember, I had to change these last spring. We had it ran through John Deere. They never even went in here. We had problems with it getting through the kernel processor here, and then it plug up right in here. So when it ever go into the blower system to go up the chute, and so what I had to do is go in here, take all the knives out, clean them up, sharpen them. So this winter here, where I'm just taking them all out and redoing them now. That way, hopefully, don't have that issue again. And I remember when I did it, it was a pain. I didn't really know how to do these first time doing these. Well, learn a few things once in a while. And so this is the I guess gauge what you use, and it's a John Deere specific shop tool, I guess. So we had to go get this from our local dealer and borrowed it from one of the guys. But so you put it, or anyways, this was how I'm doing it. You put it down here in the bottom, and then back in the back there, I don't know. So back in the back there, it right in that area is about the, I guess, narrowest. And then once it goes up the chute, you can see kind of back there where that line is right there. That's a different piece, so it goes up into the chute once it gets past that line. So right back in there is about the, I guess, narrowest point. So what I do is slide this up in there, leave the knife bolts a little, or nuts a little bit loose, and then I slide it down in there, get it set right, and then I got my impact down in here, and then I just tighten the one down a little bit. You don't want to go tight with those, because you'll cause stress fractures in these, or cracks. You want them at I believe it's 100 and it's 167 I got it set at. So I tighten it down a little bit, then I bring it up here, and then I torque these down to the right torque spec. That way they're done right, and then I put a little check mark on them. So I got the whole center done here. I got all these, and then working on this one here. So with these, I don't know how well the camera picks it up. Like that, you see how that one's sloped. So I don't know why they exactly do that, because the knives are supposed to be parallel with this bottom piece here. So what I do is get it even in the bottom, and then I bring it up here, and then I measure from this point and this point, make sure these are both even, and then I torque them down, because you don't want that on an angle, because then it'll mess up going up the chute. So I'm getting these done. It's awfully It ain't the funnest job, let's just put it that way, because you gotta put it in there and then reach all the way back in there, but we're getting that. So I want to get that done tonight. It's already about 3:30, I think, so that's the main thing I want to get done. And then this morning I got the stationary knife in. I got it all torqued down. The outside 2 bolts I think was 160, and the middle was I think like 160 or something like that. I can't really remember, but torqued them all down. Started putting on the spring here, but I didn't get it all the way tied down yet, just for the fact that I'm gonna wait, make sure these knives are all good, make sure I don't have to redo anything. So I got that basically in, and then when I get these knives put in the drum here and make sure nothing hits, nothing like that, we'll go ahead and finish up everything else. But if I can get these blower knives done, I'll be happy tonight, and then I'll probably move on to doing these knives in here. But I gotta look through the manual here on, I think you're supposed to measure them from the cutter bar and the knives themselves, so that's down in there. I don't know. Yeah, you can see the cutter bar right there, so that's that. So, but yeah, this is what I was talking about with measuring. You gotta slide it in underneath, make sure this is parallel with this, and all that fun stuff. So it's not the funnest of jobs, but it's one that needs to be done. So we'll get her done, but. So we'll get some of these in here. I think I got I got 4 in there, so we got 9 to do. So we'll see what we can get. Well, I guess 8 to do, and so we'll hopefully see what we can get done here. So I got all these done. I got them all gapped right and all torqued down. Nothing hits or nothing either, so that's always good. And got everything, I think, where it should be. Gotta grab that stuff out of there still, but that's done. That didn't take as long as I was expecting. I think it's about 5 o'clock, not quite, so it didn't take too long. Just had a couple on the outside. They wanted to keep twisting on me, so they were a little tricky, but I got them. They look like they're not right, but they measure out to be equal on both sides, so that's should be done. So we're done on this side of the machine. Now I just gotta do these knives in here. And me and my brother, we thought that this thing swings because it's got this pivot arm here, and I was reading in the book, and it does. So right here, the feed roll housing, you can open it up. I guess that's it, but you just gotta take off, yeah, three bolts here. There's one right there, and then one way down there, and then one on the other side, just like that one. So you just gotta take them 2 off, and then the one on the bottom there, and then you can just pull this thing right off. So I'm gonna hook this back up to the machine. Well, first I'm gonna make sure these get greased here, because every time you move this, that's where it pivots at. So I got them all cleaned out where the grease would go, so make sure those take grease. I think you can just put grease, yeah, you can just grease it right here, and that should grease these. So I'm gonna grease them first, make sure they take grease. As you can see, this one's a little dry, so want to make sure these get plenty of grease, that way we don't wear these out. So I'll get grease in here, pick up all my tools, get everything closed up, get everything ready to mate this back together, and so we'll pick up all these tools and get this done. So yesterday, me and my brother got this, I think they call it the harvest unit, where all your knives are in the drum. We got that back attached to the chopper. It's just these two clamps. There's one on this side and one right there. You just gotta line them up. That wasn't too fun getting that realigned, which I think we're kind of on an angle with this chopper when we backed it up. So it was kind of a little cockeyed, but once we got it lined back up, everything went back on pretty easy then. So we got that on, and then this morning I got all your, there's two hydraulic hoses, got them hooked up, your grease zerks, your electric, and the metal detector, got all that hooked back up. So everything minus the belt is on. I just didn't put that on, that way I can still spin this drum pretty easily. So left them off, that way I can do that. And then we took the head off last night and got this opened up to get this I think they call it your feed roll housing. To get that off, all it is a bolt here, down right here, and another one on this side up there. So it's that hole and that one down there. You just unbolt them 3 bolts and then take your drive shafts off right here and right there for your feed rolls, and then this thing just swings open. So really nice design, I think. Works pretty slick. That way now you can get right to your knives and cutter bar here for the your knife adjustments. So now today I'm gonna go through all these, put all your all new knives in here and everything. Need to get everything gapped right, torqued down, all that. So this is gonna take a good majority of the day anyways, because I believe there's 40 knives. So gotta do 40 knives times 3 bolts and gap everything down there at the bottom for the cutter bar. So it's gonna take a good little bit, but we'll get her done. So that's today's agenda. And I forgot to mention, when you put these your clamps on here, there's 2 grease zerks on it, one top and bottom, and there's a grease fitting somewhere in the line. Want to make sure you check those, make sure they're taking grease, because that pivots all the time. So you want to make sure that's getting greased. If not, you'll wear them out. So I made sure they're taking grease, and then I greased around the shaft there. That way, make sure that's well greased, because too much grease on that don't hurt nothing. So got that done, and so basically all I gotta do now is do the knives in here, and then this thing should be ready to go. I'm gonna check oils, because I noticed this looks to be leaking some. So I'm gonna check, make sure oil is good in here, and then just check over everything else. But all the main projects we wanted to get done will be done. So I got the knives done in there, these knives will be done, and then that fuel line, which we still got to put the hood, I guess you want to call it, gotta get it put on. But I want to get this pulled outside, get it all washed up, get everything cleaned back out of it that we can, with the hood being off of it, because a lot of that gets shoved in between the hood and stuff where you can't get to it. So while everything's tore apart, I want to make sure everything's all cleaned up. So yeah, that's mainly what I want to get done. So we'll start putting some knives in here and see if we can get this knocked out today. Well, picked up a load of wood today instead of working on that chopper. Did this, cleared some land, I think it was 2 years ago for a friend of mine. He's about, well, the place is about 45 minutes away. And I cleared, I think, about 2 acres for him. And I told him that I'd take the wood. And so cut it all somewhat to length here. And then I piled it up. And then I'm just now getting time to go get it. So it's supposed to rain, I think, tomorrow, so I want to try getting it done now while it's somewhat dry. As you can see, though, it was a little muddy where he's at. He's in some, it's sandy ground, but it's also some low ground, and there's about 2 spots were a little muddy, so, but yeah, it worked out pretty good. Got 1 load. This stuff is longer. I didn't cut it to length. Usually I can get, well, I guess first bunk. Then I got this bunk, this one, and the end one. And cut them a little long because I was planning on coming back to cut them to length, and of course never did. But this is usually about how long I cut them. About something like this one and this one. You can see they don't hang over too much into the bunk, so that way you can get, was there 5 bunks on here, and usually like the longer stuff I'll put it on the front bunk because it's a little bit longer, but it is what it is. There should be about 2 loads, so this load and 1 more load, but I think it's a little after 5 o'clock right now, so it's milking time, so I'm just gonna get these straps off and then hopefully get them unloaded after milking here. But I brought the grapples home just because it's a little easier to grapple this stuff off than use the pallet fork, so that's why I brought them home. But hopefully tomorrow I can get this last load picked up first thing in the morning. But my friend, he had to use his skid loader, so he had to take that back, so hopefully he can take it back over there and have it for me there tomorrow. But so want to get that done tomorrow morning, then I'll probably work on the chopper then some. But figured I'd just update you guys here a little bit and show what I was doing. But so we'll just get these straps off and probably get this unloaded tonight, hopefully. But I'll get you guys back out here tomorrow if I'm doing something. Today's March 22nd, and it's Saturday. Back working out here in the shop. I decided to pull the cutter bar back out. As you guys can see, this is all just built up material, and when you put the new cutter bar in, this is supposed to be nice and clean. That way nothing's up against it pushing on anything. So when I opened this up here, I noticed that, so I didn't like that, so I pulled it back out. I'll get this all cleaned up, get this a nice fresh mating surface. That way everything's just up to par like it's supposed to be, and get all like this stuff cleaned out here. So that's why I pulled that back out. And then yesterday, I don't think I showed, I pulled all these off, all your plates and all the bolts, got them in box there. I pulled all them off again to get all this stuff cleaned up for the new ones, and that way everything is just gonna mount like it should and nothing binds up, because when you got like this stuff here and this rust on here, when that stuff goes to break loose, it'll loosen up your torque on the bolts, and bad things happen then. So I'm just doing this the right way and doing it once. That way I don't have to do it again later and cause more issues potentially down the road. So we're gonna get this all cleaned up. I'm gonna take the grinder with a wire wheel, get all this stuff cleaned off. That way everything's like it should be and don't have to worry about nothing. So my friend, he needed a skid loader today too, so not gonna go get any more wood right now, but hopefully he gets done with it today and I can go get the rest of that tomorrow. There should be 1 more load there, so hopefully get that done tomorrow. But today I'm hoping to get all this stuff done. That way it's all ready to go. I can put everything back together, and then we'll get it pulled outside hopefully then next week here, and get it washed up, get the hood and everything back on, and then this thing will be done, and won't have anything else to work on it, so should be good to go. So we'll get started on here. We'll get all this stuff cleaned up and start reassembling these knives. Well, got the cutter bar in here, got it all torqued down, 2 bolts on, well, 2 smaller bolts and 1 bigger bolt there in the middle. That kind of holds it on, and then these 2 just hold it to this plate here. And then got that in, got 8 knives in here so far, brand new knives. They are not too fun to set. I'm just using a feeler gauge here, and you run it down like this one here, kind of run it about right in there, and then you take the feeler gauge and you just kind of stick it in along there until you get the gap spaced right, and then you can see these marks on it. I mark it once I torque them down, torquing them to about 195. I think you're supposed to be 155 to 200 on these, so we're doing about 190, 195, and they're not the funnest on doing. You're supposed to tying down the middle one first and the 2 outside ones. That way you get it lined up, and then tying that down so it can't move, and then tying these 2 down. But getting there anyway, so just got, I think there's 40 in there, so got 32 more to go, but it's about lunchtime now, so I'm going to go in, grab some lunch, then hopefully finish this up before milking. But it's going to be awfully close, I think, because it takes quite a bit to get one set. But starting to figure out a couple tricks to do. You kind of get it in there, and then get the feeler gauge and kind of line these up all about the same, and tie down the middle one hand tight. That way you can still rock these a little bit and leave the 2 outside ones loose, and then when you get it where you want it, just snug that down by hand. And then I got a ratchet there that I'll tighten this down pretty good, and then check it again. And then I got the little impact I got set at the lowest setting, and then just run these down. And then I put it up like this one here, and then I torque it. That way you're pulling evenly on it. But yeah, it's just not the funnest thing to do, but it's gotta be done. So but we'll get her done. So but I'm gonna go in for lunch, and then I'll get back out here and hopefully get this finished up. Back out here at the chopper. Yesterday I got all of these but these 2 put in. I just got these done this morning here, but I got 16 knives to put in here. I don't know if you guys can see, but those are the knives, new knives back in there. So I got 4 rows left to do here, so hopefully get these knocked out halfway decent here. But like I said before, this is a pretty tedious job. You gotta get these just so. I got 2 feeler gauges here, one at 0.012 and 0.007. That's the minimum it can be. So if I can get that in through it, I call that good. But I like to get it at the 0.12 or 0.012. But every once in a while, I don't know why these knives seem to be on the outside edges. They seem a lot closer. I don't know if the camera really picks it up any, but the middle, I can get the 0.012 in pretty easily, but then the outside 0.07 or 0.007 is all I can get in it. So I don't know what that's about, but hopefully it's not gonna hurt nothing. But a couple of times of sharpening the knives, I think we'll get it back true again. So not really too big of a deal, I'm hoping, but so what I'm gonna do is keep plugging away here, hopefully get these done. Like I said, I got 16 more to do, so I got four I guess rows of 4 here, so we'll slap some more bolts in here and keep going here and hopefully get this done. So I got all the knives in here, got everything all torqued down, everything spins nice and easy, minus the belt being off there and pinching, so that's why it kind of spins hard, but doesn't hit nothing down here. Cutter bar doesn't make contact with the knife, so that's how it's supposed to be. Everything's torqued down to spec, and everything's should be gapped out like it should be, so hopefully this is all done. All I gotta do now is a couple odds and ends to this, and then go over and grease it. But don't know if I'll have time today, but I want to get it pulled out and run the cutter bar, get that set. That way everything's how it's supposed to be, and make sure everything's ready to go. And I still got to put some oil in here. Well, check the oil first, but I'm pretty sure it's going to need some. But do that, and then just go over everything once and make sure she's good to go. But up front, everything's good, so that's the main part of the machine. But hopefully get this either today or tomorrow or sometime, really. It doesn't really have to be right now, but I want to get this thing slapped back on there. It's just 3 bolts and the 2 drive shafts. Hook this up, well, get it on the machine and take it outside, drop that, and then I'll run the cutter bar and everything, make sure everything's good to go. But that'll be for a later date. But right now, just gonna finish up all this, and then I got a couple odds and ends stuff to do, so I'm not sure if I'll get to this today, but I'll get you guys back out here when I'm doing something.